Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Imagination Megapark. Now I've completed 2 of the areas in the park so far, the Desert of Doom, and in the last episode I finished the Lava Lands. Now off camera I did a little bit more work on the edge of the map, and I just put some of this void colored stuff in front just to make the edge look a little bit more crumbly. I think that gives a nice effect here. Now in today's episode I want to focus on Marshmallow Mountain area. Now there's still quite a few empty spots in the Marshmallow Mountain area. You can see some empty spots over here, for example, and over here. And on top of the mountain I think we can also still add several more rides. As right now it still looks a little bit empty. Now, before I do any building, let's go name several more handymen after people who commented on the last Imagination Megapark episode. Right here you can see the new handyman that I've named after commenters. Thank you so much for leaving your nice comments. And if you're watching this video, you also want to become a handyman or a mechanic in the park, just leave a fun or interesting comment on this video. Alright, to begin, I'm going to add a ride behind this temple here. Now I'm also going to move this railway out of the way a little bit, so I have some more space to work with here. And I'm also going to move the land border backwards a little bit. Again, I need a little bit more space over here. And then I think we can have a really fun monster truck ride here. Right, here's the first new ride of the area. Now I actually spent quite a lot more time on it than I initially planned, but I think the end result is pretty nice. So yeah, over here, the station, really simple. Just an entrance over here and exit over here. And just a little tower in between them. Now I added lots of this candy around the ride. There's lots of chocolate as well. I put another one of these chocolate sphinx here, so the monster trucks actually drive just around the front legs of the sphinx. Now over here there's some invisible log bumps where the cars drive over this chocolate. After that they just do a simple turn inside this mountain, and after that they encounter this chocolate monster here, or this chocolate dragon, and every now and then it lunges at the guests who are driving these monster trucks. Now I've already used this trick in a different spot in the park, but I think it's fun, and I think it's a good reason for the guests to go backwards here for a little bit. So I've actually put the ride in shuttle mode, so that allows the vehicles to actually reverse direction at the end of the track. Now, since it's a monster truck rides and they can do steep hills, I decided to make a steep hill over here. And the monster trucks pass over these fudge blocks. I think it's immediately also a nice backdrop for this turnaround in the River Rapids ride. And then finally here, they return back to the station again. So yeah, all in all, quite a simple ride and quite heavily decorated. I think it's a pretty cool addition and a nice way to fill in this area here. Alright, next up I want to focus on this area here next to this railway station. And over here I want to make a rock climbing wall. Now I've made a ride like this before in several parks. But yeah, I saw Onda 23 do this in a really cool way in one of the multiplayer parks. He basically made a rock climbing wall, and he put lots of signs with lots of these signs, but with all these characters on it. So yeah, let's just do some random characters like this, and if you stack enough of these on top of each other, it kind of looks like these are the little knobs that guests can hold on to on a climbing wall. So yeah, I think this will be a nice spot for a climbing wall, and I'll probably make a little tunnel for the railway here. So yeah, let's go. Alright, with that we now have 3 extra rides in the park. So yeah, basically this is a small rotor drop, which I turned into a different ride. It's now a corkscrew roller coaster, but I could make it anything really. And I put in a rotating lift mode, and I gave it these bicycles, and then it just behaves like this. So you can see the guests pedal up like this. And then when they're almost at the top, they stop for a while. Then they go up a little bit more, and then they drop down again. Now, what's fun now is that you can actually give the bicycles the invisible color, so you only really see these 2 wheels, and the rest of the bike is now not visible. And it just makes it look a little bit more like these guests are actually climbing upwards. Now, once again, big thanks to Onda 23 for the idea to use signs to make all these knobs for the guests to hold on to. I did change up the colors a bit, because it looked a little bit too much like the one that Onda 23 made. But I think these colors fit the ride pretty well. Alright, with these parts now filled in, of course still need to do a little bit here, but I'll do that later. I now want to focus on adding some rides here on top of the mountain, because this part is still pretty empty, and I have a few rides in mind that I want to build up on top here. Okay, I've now added several more rides to this area. Now, over here you can see an observation tower. I realized I didn't have one of those in the park yet. So this on top of the mountain here, I think it is a nice choice for an observation tower, as it gives the guest a nice view of a lot of the park. I also created some paths here. I decided to lower these marshmallow blocks a little bit, because the guests were actually glitching through them. I think like this it actually looks way nicer. Now these litter bins, I actually use these panda litter bins. I don't actually think I've used them before. I think they actually work great here. Now over here we have a Pegasus ride. So this ride takes guests on a tour around Marshmallow Mountain. So you can see these Pegasi fly around the mountain here. I think that's pretty cool, and definitely a fitting ride for this area. And a fitting ride for Imagination Megapark. I also made sure that that they actually fly under these air balloons. And finally over here I made this little eating area. So guests can either buy some cotton candy or some soy milk. And I actually hid the soy milk stall, put this one over it. But because of the order in which these elements are placed in the tile inspector, you can see the cotton candy stall is on top and the other one is on the bottom. And the bottom shop is the one that the guests will actually use. So from this cotton candy stall, the guests will now buy soy milk. I think this fit better than the Asian type or the Asian style stall that the soy milk typically uses. And finally hit a toilet here inside. And it looks like the guests are also making a big mess here. And finally I added some of these drab spires from the European set. I think it kind of makes this whole Marshmallow Mountain look like a cake, which I think is kind of fun. Now I think that's enough work done on the top of the Marshmallow Mountain. I will now work on all these open areas over here in these sections. And over here, for example, I'm just going to try and connect these areas with each other. And over here we also have a small empty area. I think I'm just going to have some of these horses just roam around here. Okay, the edge here now is fully filled up with sugary forest. Now I made sure to include some of these candy pieces as trees, and for the rest it's just the same color trees and bushes that I used in the rest of this area. Now it does look a little bit chaotic in some spots, maybe a little bit too chaotic, so I'll probably revisit it later in between episodes. I'll probably just tweak it until I get something which I'm fully 100% happy with. But yeah, over here, yeah, also just put some foliage behind here just to tie these areas together a little bit more and to make this gingerbread town really a part of this area of the park. And over here I just extended this pink theme that we had going on. Now with this done, there's just one thing remaining to do, and that's to create the map edge. Alright, with that, the map edge is now completed. It took quite a bit of work to put all these blocks over here and to actually get them to look nice. But all in all, I think it looks great, and I think it also works in a great way to help tie all the foliage here together. At first I wasn't really sure about the foliage, but with this map edge behind it here, I think it all suddenly just looks a lot nicer. And I'm really happy with how this map edge turned out. Alright, another patron joined my Patreon channel. And I will first give him a nice spot in the park, and after that we can do a tour through the Marshmallow Mountain area. Alright, Pete, Brennan, thank you so much for becoming a patron. The support is really appreciated, and it definitely motivates me to keep making these videos. So yeah, thanks for the support, and I hope you enjoy your spot here in the park on top of this observation tower. Now, and if you're watching this video and you want to help support my channel, you can find a link to my Patreon channel in the video description, and everybody who supports my channel through Patreon will be included in the park as an entertainer. Alright, let's take a quick tour through the Marshmallow Mountain area. So here's the first entrance that I made. There you can see the Marshmallow Mountain signs. And over here, the first ride that guests encounter is this spinning ride where guests spin around this big chocolate statue. Now over here we have this coaster. It's a pair of dueling coasters. Well, actually it's one coaster which does actually does 2 laps. Here you can see 2 trains waiting, and yeah, one train will be launched on this straight track, while the other one will be launched over this hill, and here they will duel throughout the track. I think it's definitely one of the coolest coasters of the park, and they stay close together for quite a while. At some point they both go their own ways, and one of the trains will go back to the station while the other one will do the other lap. Now over here we have River Rapids Ride, where the boats all travel on this river made of bubbling chocolate. I think it's definitely an eye-catcher here, and it travels through quite a big area of the Marshmallow Mountain area. There's also quite a lot of chocolate around it. It gave some different colors, so there's brown chocolate, but also some lighter colored chocolate. And also lots of other candies dispersed throughout, and several other monuments throughout this area, again made brown so they look like chocolate. Now over here we have a little monster truck ride which I built in this episode. Over here, well, this station for the dueling coaster. Over here we have this rock climbing wall, which I also made in this episode, inspired by the one that Onda23 created. Over here we have a station for the railroad. The railroad travels around the Marshmallow Mountain and goes throughout this entire area here in the back. Now here of course is Marshmallow Mountain itself. It's a big mountain made of marshmallow blocks, or fudge blocks. That's I also kind of made look like a mountain with this cooler stuff on top, also with a rainbow in between, some snowmen walking around on it. And of course I added some rides here today. So we can see a little restaurant here. Here's the Pegasus ride, here's the observation tower, and here of course is the station for the air balloon ride of the park. Now there's also a station here for the Marshmallow Looper, which is this looping coaster which travels all throughout the area, and also travels through several loops. Now here in the back we have one of these disco coasters. I actually rode one of these last weekend. With lots of pink scenery around it. Over here we have, what was it called again? Gingerbread Town. So here's another station for the railroad. Looks like I actually accidentally still had it closed. So now it should be open again. And over here, we have several other rides. There's this teacups ride here in the middle. There's also a junior or a family lunch tower. And for the rest, there's just several shops and stalls over in this little town. Now over here we have the Sugar Fluff Forest. Basically it's just a little forest with lots of brightly colored trees. Over here we have this horse ride where guests ride a horse through this candy farm. It's also a special horse over here. Over here we have a swing ride. And here in the middle of this area, there's this Gerstlauer bobsled coaster. So kind of like a modern take on a Wild Mouse with some banked curves, some helixes. But still, also some snappy turns and some also some tight drops, stuff like that. So I think it's a fun coaster to add to this area. Finally, here just some more food and drink stalls, some little restaurants, stuff like that. So yeah, all in all, I think this area turned out really cool. Oh, and of course we also have this little horse farm over here, just to fill up this area a little bit. Alright, with this, the Marshmallow Mountain area is now complete. So now we have completed 3 areas of the park. The Desert of Doom, the Lava Lands and Marshmallow Mountain. And in the next episode I'm going to finish up the Frozen Fields. And then we'll be halfway through finishing the park. Game's lagging a little bit, so I'm trying to zoom out at such a high zoom level. There we go. Yeah, I think this area is now looking great, and especially this map edge. I think it just elevated this area to a new level. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, it would really help out my channel. And I would love to hear in the comments what's your favorite ride of this area. And if you want to see more videos like these, you can always subscribe to my channel. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.